would be my tribute build to Martin Durr, and I thought it fit in really. He gives so much more than just die cast. He was an all-round modeller. He'd do kits he got off Temu, he'd do model kits to an high standard, he'd do model railways. So he was an all-round modeller really, so it didn't feel fitting to just do, say, one small die-cast car. This one's going to end up as a series build, so this will be the first episode, and just explaining the kit, which it's vintage Graupner, German, or Graupner, however you prefer saying it. Don't say Graupner. And it's ELKE, or ELKE, which roughly translation, not the E off, it's ELKE, and it's what the Germans call the fishing cutter, or we'd call a trawler. It's an old-fashioned independent trawler, which you'd see in this country around Fleetwood and Hull, that's a clue, and Grimsby, all the little fishing ports. You'd get them up Scarborough, and what's the other one called up there? But you get them all round the little fishing ports in Yorkshire, Lancashire, all over the country, and they're a beautiful little boat. Anyway, let's go through the kit and explain where we're going with it. See you shortly. Now then, let's have a look. What's in the box? Or how I got it from eBay at least. Because it started and it's not fully complete, so... But what there is can be remedied. And I weren't going to plan it fully, weren't going to build it fully to the plans. One thing I'll mention here is all the instructions are in German. Which that one's basically the instructions for your radio installation and your servos, etc. All your radio gear installation really on that instruction. It's all German, but I've done it before, I've translated it before. But you can see all servos, the rudder, the motor. Like basically everything's in there. You'll have a power pack in there, motor. Everything you need to, well, there's the motor, sorry, but yeah, you get the idea. It's all pretty simple really. You just have to translate it and work out what you need. So that's the radio control instructions for the actual electronics, working that out. And this is the instructions for the boat. Everything's in German, which doesn't help, but luckily I can read engineering plans because I've been engineer. Worked as in engineering, so I understand the plans. And now we have all your propeller, and where that comes out, the prop shaft will be one of the first things that goes in. It has the boathouse, and this is where it's been somebody that's got it and not understood the pitfalls of these kits, that it's all in German and it's not immediately understandable. You have to be very careful with what you do, and unfortunately this guy, he's got a couple of things wrong. He weren't out, he couldn't have altered, but I think he got a couple of things wrong and went, I give in, which is understandable. They're not the easiest of kits. Even if you know what you're doing, they're not the easiest of kits. Like there it explains there, you've got your motor there, a universal joint, and your propeller. Your propeller has a universal joint. So basically you can have it, it's meant to be according to the plans, you can have it in line there, but even if it's in line, if you're a bit out, the universal joint will run through that kink. So you want it as straight as possible, but a universal joint will take account of any kinks. You've got all the fishing gear stuff there, but he's made a mess of the, well, it's not a mess, it's remediable, but there's a part missing. I think it's that side of the steps up, and he's made a mistake on the, well, he's made a couple of mistakes on the board, the wheelhouse, and there's a couple of bits missing, but it can all be remedied and made again in wood. You can buy the wood separate and remedy that problem. Like I say, it's multiple instructions. I forgot what this instruction's for. You'll no doubt have something. That the others don't have. Have a fight with it. Yeah, it's got all the see there, I can start again. The missing parts, I could glue this or whatever, or trace it, or scan it, print it, whatever, for any missing parts, and I can recut them, because it's only thin, very thin ply sheet. So you can recut them. It has instructions for masts. So everything's remakeable. It has your plan for the sails. So everything's remakeable. The main area is the main stuff is there with it. It's all either redoable or buildable. There's nothing missing that can't be rebuilt or replaced. The plans can be a bit of a pain in the ass. I'll have to clear a separate area, I think, to do it. Now here, we'll do the biggest parts first, then I'll move in for the smaller parts. The stand has already been done well. So it has a good stand to go on. He's got that bit right. That'll be good. I'll put strings on it and whatever for taking it out to the boats in lake. I put it on the wrong way around already. There we are, that sits better. That's the right way around. Right, so that's the hull. He'd done a few things wrong, but that's no great detriment. Like I say, it's all sorted. He's built all that up and not drilled yet for the shaft, But what he did, I had to take the rudder off again, because he'd put the rudder on and everything before actually putting the prop shaft on and the screw to make sure he has clearance. But yeah, right, that's all the biggest bits out of the way. The one to demo, that's the decking, obviously. You have printed decking, all that will be cut out, and where you need it to be cut out, sanded, possibly stained, possibly yacht varnish on it, and obviously glued into the upper section. There we have the mid section, where that might be getting altered. And there's the stern. So yeah, that's all the main big bits out of the road. So now we'll start on the smaller bits, which I can bring the camera further in. Now then, here we further zoomed in. They were a quality kit, these Graupner kits, but there we can see he's made a bit of a hash of that. He's put that in, there should be blocking off there. I may be able to use it, I may cut down, I don't know. See where we go with it. But the actual, where it should have all the crisscrosses there, there is a layer on top of it. He's missed that off. And it's lost, I can't find it, so I'll probably have to remake that. And he's also not glued it down well. It's not been level. It needs quite a bit of work to put the superstructure right. But it's doable, and I've done worse shit with them. That's one of the side parts, but as I've said, the other part has gone west, or as far as I'm aware it has, because I can't see it on there. That's parts for other stuff, so yeah, I can't see it there. And that bit's the part for round the top of the hull, and other bits and pieces. Obviously it's not laser cut, it's an old kit idea, so them that are printed you have to cut out and cut to shape and sand and make the shape yourself. They're all old school modelling. That's the same. Couple of bits on there, and there's bits, and they're all numbered, and they'll all have a place to go. Like there. That's already added out, so that's spare for anything I need to make up. That's spare ply, so that's good. More bits on top. That's the front box, so we've got that. As I say, it may end up getting rebuilt different though, like other bits of gum. Like those are decals, which I probably won't use. I may use them ones. That's Mark's servo, which, let's have a look. It is indeed a servo, which can be used for either the rudder or speed controller. I don't think I've ever heard of the make. Let's have a look. High tech, but there's a lot of different people make servos. They're all to about, I think they're all 27 hertz at a guess. It has the speed and the torque marking. The speed it'll move around at and the torque. Those are all your round sections and everything for masts. That's the sail material, which that's useful. I'll have to make my own sails. That was marked down. It's got motor, but the motor's actually in the boat down here somewhere. But they're actually universal joints for the prop shaft. They're UV joints, as they know. That is a receiver. That's high tech. I think all the connections should be the same, the plugs should be the same, so but I'll get a full set of radio gear. That way I've got another boat on the way, so I can use, if I get a full radio set up, I can use that receiver and a servo. Then I only need another servo for the other boats. You've got various servo horns, or legs, arms, whatever you want to call them. You have the speed boards. I've got two there, so I've got one for the other boat that's on way. I think they're both the same as well. Looking at them, I think. No, one's actually a bit finer, but whatever, it'll do. One's a bit different, but they'll both do the same job. One will just be a bit more controllable. A bit more wood here. For bits and bobs. More wooden parts. Like I say, you've got to be plastic pieces on a sprue, which they're pretty good. They can be made up, look good. There's the motor, he's already installed it, but it's come out. I don't think he roughed the surface of the hull up enough to make it stay in. What have we got there? Plastic piece for something. That's the material for the nets, the fishing nets. More gumph. No point in reading it, it's German. That's the boat for on the rear, which I may or may not use. That's the on-deck toilet. Ta-da! There's the prop shaft with a prop already fitted, but I'll probably be using the brass prop. It'll look far nicer. Time will tell. There's one of the pieces he should have used for the deck house, but he hasn't. That was one of the pieces he should have used, but he's left it undone. It should have gone in before this piece, but he didn't do it, he's assembled it wrong. But hey ho, we live and learn. It may have been his first attempt. Well, there's all sorts of brass stuff here. I'm not sure what that is. I've already got my prop shaft. Oh no, that's the prop shaft outer, sorry. So I'll have to drill the hole for that to go into. There's various bits of wire for making handrails on the deck. More, that's Bob's Boards. Used to be a company in the 80s, 90s. They did the speed control boards. Another bit they haven't used. Clear plastic for windows. But yeah, that's basically, oh no, I've not gone through all fittings and stuff yet. Fittings are an interesting subject by themselves. I've already shown the trawler gear, but in there you have safety belt ring, you have all the lights, you have the anchor, the chain, the bits for setting up the rigging, bits for the handrails. The handrails will thread through them. So yeah, it has what they are and what parts. You can't reorder them now because Billings, because Graupner went out of business years ago. They merged with Robbie, ROBBE, and Robbie don't do what they used to do. They certainly don't do the boat kits they used to. So yeah, that's about it. I think it'll be a fitting build. I think it'll be a fitting build for Martin, being as they were into modelling of various forms. It should be an interesting build series to follow. I'm not looking at the timeline, you may be following it ages. It may be reasonably quick. But one thing I can promise, it will be interesting, as I have a very special idea for it. I'm not revealing, but I have a cunning plan. And it should be very interesting. So, stick around. Thank you for watching. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. If you are subscribed, thank you very much for sticking around with me. It's been a blast. And right, all that remains to say is tatty pie, everyone. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and please hit the button for notifications, and it'll keep you updated with what's happening on this and other builds. Thank you very much for watching, and tatty pie again.